Today we're at the Pecks Open Day in Rendlesham, and it's a special visit, not just because we're going to get to see the new JCB Fastrac 6300, but also the site itself. This is the first open day that Pecks have had here, and we're at Bentwaters Airbase, which means on the way in we got to see some pretty impressive examples of British engineering. And that carries through to the show as well. There's plenty of British engineering right here. And here's a perfect example of that already. This is the Standen T2 XS. It's designed with potato damage reduction in mind, not just capacity. So let's go take a little look around. So up the front here, you have the gearbox and the oil pumps. Now, from what I understand, the oil for the rollers runs on a separate system to those for the rams. Rams, I think, go straight to the tractor. So you've got two separate circuits, no risk of cross-contamination. But something that I think is quite neat is that the oil reservoir, the oil system runs through this tubular frame. So that helps with cooling, it reduces any sort of tank space that you might need. And also on a cold day, if you've been working, you can sit on here and warm your bum up. So this one here has actually got an option, I believe, of the hydraulically powered discs on the front here. Now, I think what that helps with is in particularly sticky, clumpy soil situations, what it does, it just helps cut through that and keep the machine going and reduces too much soil coming up onto the sieve. So although the oil running through this tubular frame does really help with the cooling, there is still a cooling fan in place in case when you're pushing it pretty hard, that tubular cooling's not quite enough. So I believe, compared to the previous T2, the non-XS, this has a longer sieving path, which should help with removal of that soil from the potatoes. But particularly, again, the focus on this machine is about reducing crop damage. So the rear wheels aren't on a traditionally mounted axis. They have these, what they call goalpost axles, I believe. And this is actually able to rotate. So when you're transporting, this whole wheel can come around and swing inwards and make sure that the whole piece of machinery is below that 3.5 metre width for road transport, which I think is quite a clever solution. As well as that, not having an axle running along the bottom means that if you're in really horrible conditions and really sticky, thick, clumpy soil, you're a bit less likely to get stuck. There's less stuff on the ground for soil to collect and grab onto. Now there's plenty more we could be saying about this machine, but there's plenty more to see. So let's go have a look. So here we've got Hardi's Navigator. Now this is their entry-level spec machine. This one I think is a 4,000 litre tank and a 24 metre boom. They position this at that entry level. What that actually means is it's sort of fully specable whichever way you want it. It comes in base and you can customise it however you'd like for your farm. What that gives is a lot of flexibility, which is important because obviously everyone uses their machines in a slightly different way.
So this is the Hardi Navigator titanium line. So we do a titanium line or a Centura line. Titanium line, we start with a very low spec where we can build it up into a higher spec, and Centura line starts at a higher level of specification,
right?
Higher technology.
Are they the same base machine?
Same base machine.
Right.
So this one is a 4,000 litre with a 24 metre delta force boom. Mm-hmm. And on this particular unit, we've got IntelliTrack drawbar steering, which some of the features of the drawbar steering is we have what we call DEC stability control.
Okay.
So if you're driving into a corner too fast, too sharp, wrong tank contents, boom height too high or too low, it'll actually limit the amount it steers.
Okay.
So it makes it much more stable than traditional drawbar steered machines. And the other thing, we actually lean the kingpin backwards. So as you're turning, it actually raises the outside of the chassis, puts the weight on the inside. Mm-hmm. Other thing on this particular machine as an option, we've got our active air pressure circulation system. So it's a pressured system, constant recirculation when the boom is turned off. So reduces sedimentation and gives an instant on and off. Because we're closing physically at the nozzle,
Right.
as opposed to a section on the back of
Which,
the sprayer.
if you had it at the back of the sprayer, then when you turn it on, there's a bit of a lag.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it just takes half a second to
Yeah.
get up to pressure.
Okay.
We're finding more and more people going to a slightly wider tyre on a trail machine rather than swapping tyres throughout the year. So most people would go for a 460. And on the Navigator, we also put axle suspension around the back as standard. So it's what we call smooth ride axle suspension, 2 rubber honeycomb buffers on a trailing arm design.
What is the main benefit that you get when you add suspension to the rear versus not having it there?
So if you're doing a lot of road work,
Yeah.
obviously it makes it more comfortable for the road, but also takes, a rough field, takes a lot of the shock out of the field.
Right.
Having said that, the boom is still suspended. So main lift is suspended on gas.
Right.
2 gas accumulators. And then we have a friction-free centre, which connects the boom. So we're only connecting the boom to the chassis with 4 connecting arms.
Okay.
2 at the top, 2 at the bottom.
Okay, so it's almost...
So it makes it free floating.
Kind of,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Okay, so DSX-W 1875 spreader. It's a geo spreader, so section control machine. This one's slightly different in that it's a TIM machine, so tractor implement management.
Right.
And what we're looking at with the tractor implement management is the machine controlling the tractor.
Okay.
So we've got a reference sensor underneath that's measuring the pitch of the machine. For all fertilisers, in an ideal situation, we want to be running the machine level, but obviously as the weight changes on the tractor tyres, that will start to caulk down. So we can use the TIM system and through the reference sensor to then correct it through the top link.
And that happens automatically as you're
That's
going
automatically,
along?
yeah. As the weight comes off, that's obviously going to sort itself
Yeah.
out. The second side to that is actually around this side. We've then got the height sensors, so we've got one on either side of the machine.
Okay.
Because obviously, again, we can get as much as 6 inches of deflection on the tractor tyre. So a full spreader is going to sit down. As it comes up, we want to be, or when it's sat down, we want to bring the height up. And then relative to the tractor, we want to drop the height as the tractor starts to squeeze out again.
So how do these work? What are they?
It's basically a radar sensor on each side. So it's looking either at ground level or height of crop.
Right.
So once it's calibrated to, and we'll say 70 centimetres, because that's where we want to be, it will try and hold the machine at that position, but obviously keep it level at the same time as well.
Okay.
So that's the TIM system. Border device. Again, one of the things we can do on this machine is when we drop the border device, it will actually drop the rate. So we're getting rate control to cut out how much we're throwing to the side of the field. And it will also bring round what we call the letter setting, which is true section control, which is bringing the spread pattern back into the machine.
Right.
So
and there's also this sync module on the side?
The sync module is something slightly different. The sync module allows us to do 2 things. It allows us to connect to the cloud. So from a service point of view, as long as we've got power, we can look at the machine either through dealer service or through our own service side and obviously collect data. That's part of it as well. But what we can also do is we can also do as we've always done, which is have spreading charts on the phone.
Yeah.
But we can actually Bluetooth those straight to the spreader from outside. The other thing that's quite a good feature on it is if we're filling with an auger, we can actually see the weight in the hopper.
Okay.
So if I only want to put in 500 kilos, I can put it in through an auger and basically switch it on and off from down here. So it's quite a nice little feature.
Yeah.
This is our new SR300 planter. So this is an improvement from the old SP series.
Right.
And it incorporates our new cup idea.
Okay.
So we have these new cups in these tunnels, which are on a chain, so it's always positively driven.
Okay.
So they never slip or stall.
So what was there before?
It was just belts with cups bolted to the belts, and belts would obviously crack, slip on the drive. Whereas these are positive. There's no slippage at all, so they will always, even if you get a potato jam in the tunnel, it will always keep going. The cup design is a twin cup idea where it has a collection and it always picks up 2 potatoes. And as it comes over the 90 degrees, you have a cradle cup, which is adjustable to suit the size of seed that you're using. But that top potato will always roll off.
That cradle cup, is that this red?
Yeah, that little rib there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, that top potato rolls off, so that's how you separate your doubles. And because of that, it's really, really accurate. And obviously, depending on seed spacing, we have seen people up to 10 kilometres an hour.
Okay.
So it
Can go quite quickly as well.
Yeah, arguably it's a high output cup planter.
Yeah.
It also has benefits with the grey cup inserts that go in there that you can plant long seed as well.
Okay.
So we have done a few varieties where they've been up to 120 mil long.
Okay.
But obviously only 55 wide.
And that capability is enabled by the fact that you can change these cradle cups around.
Yeah,
right?
exactly that. Yeah. So typically the red cups will do 35 to 55 seed, but you can get away with 60 mil.
Okay.
And then the greys are sort of 45, 50 and above. And then we have a blue insert which goes inside the red insert, and that's from 35 down.
Okay. So there's quite a bit of flexibility in what you can put in.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, it still takes a little bit of time to change the cups.
Yes.
But we tend to encourage customers to buy chains with the cups already in,
Okay.
and then you just change the chains.
Okay.
These tunnels, because these tunnels are quite wide, that means we've had to increase the stagger to the old SP series, and so that means the front opener is quite a way forward.
Okay.
But arguably, that's better to have it staggered greater because you have a better flow through the planter.
Right. Okay.
So you don't get any bulldozing, whereas if you had three quite close in line.
This gap here helps that soil make its way through.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's great for soil flow. We've maintained the distance of the hood from the rear of the last opener as well. So that means it's got a chance to sort of hold the seed before the hood then comes in and covers the seed.
So we promised it, and here it is, the new JCB Fastrac. This is the 6300. I think we should have a proper look around and see what all the specs and features are on this. So let's grab an expert so they can show us around. It looks like a Fastrac.
Yep.
We've got same size wheels front and back, cab in the middle, but what's new? Let's start on the outside.
The main kind of big changes, we've gone to an FPT Fiat powertrain engine.
What's the size of the engine?
6.7 litre.
Right, okay.
Put your foot down and off you go. It's very, very pokey little engine.
Got a lot of power low down in the range, or?
Yeah, it's a very nice flat torque curve,
Right.
so you torque throughout the full rev range.
Okay.
We're linking that to a ZF 4-speed transmission,
Okay.
CVT.
And what was that before in the?
So in both the 4 and the 8000,
Yeah.
we were using a Fendt transmission.
Right. Okay.
The main reason we've gone for an FPT engine rather than the CC what's in the 4 is because the FPT is quite a slim, narrow engine.
Okay.
So it fits in our chassis very well to try and keep the maximum turn radius as we can.
What, to give room for the tyres basically to come in?
To come in and out.
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The ZF transmission, which has been tuned for us specifically.
Specific to the.
Specific for the Fastrac.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Although it's in its form, it is using other manufacturers.
Yeah.
This one has been tuned. The castings specialised to us.
Okay. So it's actually a unique, bespoke.
Bespoke unit for us. But yeah, it's four stage. So it's a very efficient gearbox.
Okay.
Gets the power puts the power to the ground very well.
Okay.
Axle wise, we've gone for downer axles, and we've, for the first time ever on a Fastrac, we've got the option of CTIS, so central tyre inflation.
It's quite a big deal, really.
It is. Yeah. It puts us in the market where we are in Fastrac with a very professional high-end user.
Yeah, I think a lot of time people don't realise how much difference your tyre pressures can make when you're running them. Because I think a lot of the time what happens is people just pick a middle ground and stick there, and you kind of, yes, it's a compromise, but you're losing out a bit in the field, a bit on the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is quite fast, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, we're the fastest on the market. So it'll deflate about a bar in 40 seconds, and it'll inflate in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
Around that.
And it saves you having all those kind of like Keith Robinson a bit looking kind
it's all
of
built through the axle.
Yeah.
It's a nice neat little valve under here.
Yeah.
It's a one piece. It's a one line system.
Yeah.
So we've only got one feed. Any air when we deflate the tyre is deflated at the rim.
Oh, so you don't get dirty air going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so we're not
through.
putting any dirty, mucky, tyre air back through the seal.
Okay.
So that we're trying to improve the longevity of the seal within the axle. It's our own developed system. It runs through our screen. So yeah, it does it's been on test. It's been brilliant, and the farmers and customers.
Because I mean, if you can inflate it so quickly, can you do it whilst you're running?
Yep.
So
Yep.
you could be like coming up to knowing that you're going to be leaving the field and start.
Yes. Yeah.
Inflating the
So
tyre.
it'll deflate below 30k.
Right.
But it'll inflate up to
Okay.
top speed.
Okay.
So and that's just for a safety reason.
Right,
for
okay.
deflate, so we're not deflating from
Yeah.
at high speed.
Yeah.
60k box. It'll do 66 mile an hour on the road.
Yeah.
So traditional Fastrac speeds.
Mm-hmm.
We're the same principle as the 4, safety, full all-round hydraulic suspension, double-active suspension.
Yeah.
Some changes to the braking system. What's tried and tested on Fastrac is we've now gone to a single caliper.
Because it was dual calipers
It was
before.
dual caliper,
Right.
yep, especially on the 4. We've gone to a single caliper system that reduces any brake squeak.
Yeah.
So even though it's a single caliper rather than dual, we've actually got more brake.
You got more?
More brake force.
From a single?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
The actual brake disc, traditionally to change the brake disc, we've had to pull the hub off
Yeah.
and then put a new disc on.
Yeah.
Take the disc off, put the new one on.
Yeah.
Now we've gone to an overhub disc.
Right. Okay.
So again, we're trying to reduce the downtime.
What? So you wouldn't have
servicing
to.
costs.
So when you change the.
No, a good mechanic,
Yeah.
as long as there's nothing seized on any caliper
Yeah.
or anything, a good mechanic would have all pads, discs changed in 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, like a half-day job rather
half
than.
a job.
Yeah.
Traditional tractors, as we all know,
Yeah.
day and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's quite a big saving then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on savings in terms of servicing costs, we're 1,000 hours servicing
Yeah.
for the engine, 2,000 hours for the gearbox. So we're trying to keep the cost of ownership as low as we can.
Yeah. Okay. Can we have a look around the back at the hydraulics?
Because we've gone to such a big back axle, and that
Yeah.
was the spec we gave to the engineers, we've got 11-ton lift on the back axle.
Right.
Sorry, on the back linkage.
Yeah.
On the front, we're 5-ton.
Right.
Oil flow, we've gone for these new coupler styles.
Yeah.
Rear spools, so we can actually walk. If you've got a pressurised coupler on like a trailer,
Yeah.
you can actually walk it in.
You can just-
It's got pressure on.
Right, okay.
And the same, you can pop it out.
Okay.
We're also going to have a high flow variant, predominantly not for the UK market, but for these big air seeders in
Okay.
the Eastern Europe.
Is that like a dual pump setup?
Yes, a
or?
dual pump setup,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you double.
Double the pump.
Right.
flow, yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's, if I remember, it's 205 litres a minute. Is that right? Or
100 and we're testing me now. 170 litres
Oh, okay.
per slice.
okay.
205 altogether.
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
on the
hoping right with that figures.
on the dual pump,
Yeah.
maybe looking at 410. That
Yeah,
kind
we're
of-
410 out.
Right,
out
okay.
The main restrictor of that is actually couplers.
Right,
Slow it down.
yeah,
But It
okay.
wouldn't be something we'd see in the UK predominantly.
Right. Okay. You can actually see the.
Yeah,
The
single
big calipers,
yeah.
can't you?
And we've
Yeah.
on these single calipers, we've also got a bit like your car or your pickup now. On the outer pad, we've got a wear indicator, so it wears down. It breaks through a wire in the
Yeah.
pad, and then it puts a light up on the screen.
Okay,
Again, just try and stop any.
That's a good
damage.
safety feature as well, isn't it?
Safety
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah.
Stops any excessive wear to the disc.
And these are rear axle steering.
Yep. So again, giving the 4 what we know in the 4, making it bigger, 4-wheel steer. It's great for any road crop work. We've got all the modes we've got in the current 4 for steering, so 2-wheel steer, 4-wheel steer, true track. So if we're doing any tramline works, it basically becomes a self-propelled sprayer, and the back axle follows exactly where the front axle
Right.
tyres have been. Crab steer, big change. We're seeing on the 6000 is our own GPS again. We're building on our own GPS on the 4. We now go into an improved version, so we can do clever stuff like dogleg steer.
It's like a dual GPS
Yes.
thing, right? Isn't
so
it?
we go
Yeah.
to 2 antennas. What that allows us is to have, and they're built in the cab,
Okay.
so to stop any theft.
Yeah.
And it keeps them out of the way of any branches.
Not very good for the camera though.
Unfortunately, we can't show this. But yeah, they're built up in the headline,
Right.
out of the way. But because we've got 2 points of reference, we can basically steer onto the line very quick using
Yeah.
4-wheel steer,
Okay.
and we can actually dogleg steer going down the field, so we can crab steer. So,
Right, okay.
So for doing slurry, especially at the weather at the moment,
Yeah.
we can we're not running on the
take
same
the tyres
wheel.
out of track with each other. Yeah, okay. Because obviously a lot of the time people kind of associate fast tracks, maybe rightly or wrongly, as being like haulage kind of things. But it's being kitted out for some pretty serious field work, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a dual purpose machine.
Yeah.
I say what we know on a 4000, comfort, braking, safety.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can put big cultivator on.
Yeah.
With central tyre inflation, plenty of oil flow, and go and do a field day, a full day's work in the field, and be efficient with it. So one of the kind of follow-overs from current model is the actual cab frame.
Yes.
So the cab is still the forward facing front windscreen.
You get loads of space in there, though.
Loads of space, biggest cab on the market.
Yeah.
The armrest, again, is same to anybody who's got an Icon. Been on the market 2 or 3 years now. It's exactly the same, but again, we've built on that. So we've now got the option of dual screens.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this one doesn't have one in today.
This has got the single screen, yeah.
Yeah, but basically it's just the same as the main screen, but it would be
up on this pillar, right? Okay.
And again, you can move it around. You can have it there. You could have it on the bar, on the door there.
Whatever works for you.
Wherever works for the operator. We've also gone to a configurable screen layout as well. So we're on. It's a bit boring at the moment. Was that one? But we're on current product. It's a fixed layout.
Yeah.
Now the operator can tailor each page to what they want.
Right. So
they're doing.
Things they're using a lot.
Yeah,
they can have on the screen. Right, okay.
And that's linked to an implement profile as well.
Right.
So if they put the plough on and they want a different layout for the plough to what they wanted for the tanker or the drill,
right,
that would all swap over when they.
Is it that you set profiles, or does it recognise the implement that's on there?
No, you'd have to go in and change it.
Right.
Say,
Okay.
I've got the plough on today. I've got the drill on today.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we've changed that.
Yeah. All of these numbered buttons, are they like programmable?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Anything with a number on the main joystick is configurable.
Okay.
And the whole of the auxiliary joystick is configurable,
right,
including the axes.
Yeah.
Anybody who's used to a current Fastrac would be used to a high-low button.
Yeah.
With the new ZF gearbox, it's seamless through its ranges, so there's no high-low anymore.
Because you've got those four
ranges,
right? Yeah.
It's automatic through it.
Okay.
So we've got no more high-low.
Yeah.
It does it automatically, and our engineers at the Land Power have done all the software behind that. Works very closely with ZF to get the best out of the transmission. We've gone to a new hydraulic valve block as well, which has given us a bit more functionality. So we've now, for the rear linkage, we've got not just a drop rate setting, we've got a raise rate as well.
Right. Okay.
So again,
where is that controlled? Like
it's all through the screen.
That would still be on the screen, right?
So right. Tap through there. So we've got a raise rate as well as a lower rate.
Right. Okay.
So if you're doing a subsoiling, you can have a very slow, gradual lift up of the arm. So if you're on very heavy land, you're not putting a big horse's head up.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking here, and first of all, I see start-stop button.
Start-stop button, which is one of the main things.
Yeah.
So the main thing about a modern tractor, there's a lot of electrics to get going.
Yeah.
And we want them to keep going as well. Mm-hmm. So the start-stop button, what that allows us to do is you still got a key which turns the ignition on. Yeah. And then you've got a button what basically cranks the tractor over.
Yeah.
As soon as you open the door, there's a switch, so it fires up the ECUs, gets some loading before you even get sat in the seat.
Right, okay, the moment it knows you're coming in. Yeah.
So, again, we're trying to reduce how long that screen takes to load up.
Yeah.
There's nothing more annoying than waiting.
Frustrating, but also that kind of adds up over a season. It does, that kind of time.
Yeah, especially in a lot of stop-start operations. One of the other benefits to the stop-start system is we can set a time of when to try and reduce engine idling hours.
Right, okay.
So I've seen tractors with our telematics live links have up to 50% idling hours.
Right.
Very, not just expensive in terms of diesel usage, it's hours.
Yeah, hours on the machine. Yeah.
So the benefit of this system is the tractor can turn itself off if it was idling. The operator can then, as soon as he presses the accelerator, it would start back up like your modern car.
A bit like a modern car, yeah.
And off you go again.
Yeah.
The benefits of that is the GPS is still connected to the satellites, so you're not having to wait for that to
reboot,
find a line, reboot every time.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad place to spend a day working, would it?
No.
With the space. I'm just looking as well. These speakers are quite.
Yep. So we've upgraded them. So we've now got an Audio Pro pack. for the higher level spec. So we've gone for 4.
And does this have that?
This does have it because it's also got the subwoofer behind the seat.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
So we've got the option of his subwoofer in the Audio Pro Pack.
Yeah, electric handbrake as well.
Yes, electric handbrake. So it's similar to what we've currently got, but we've gone to a neater kind of handle.
Yeah.
And also with the one benefit again of the ZF gearbox is historically with Fastracs we've had an external part brake,
Right.
which is basically a disc with a caliper on it underneath. This is internal. This allows us to it's more enclosed out of the way.
Okay.
Although it's in the gearbox, it's not sat in the gearbox oil, so we're not putting any mucky oil into the gearbox.
Okay.
It's separate, but it means we can automatic brake application as well.
Okay.
So it gives us a bit more functionality. One of the other kind of small things that gets forgotten about, we've actually gone to a new air conditioning system on this as well.
Right. Okay.
So that we get more air conditioning.
You say small things, but again, like that operator comfort, it's so important.
It is, yeah. There's nothing worse than the operator having to have the fan flat out just to keep warm on a hot summer's day.
This is where you control the
steering. Yeah.
But what's the?
So we've got 4-wheel, 2-wheel, which is the middle one. And we've got user mode.
Right.
Which is
Okay.
basically the head.
Right.
And that would.
It's a profile that you set up.
Yeah. So if you just pull that knob out and then
turn it,
all the way around, and then you just tap into there. And then that gives you.
Okay. So you've got the other options as well, like the true track grab and the rear delay.
And we can assign them to buttons as well, so you don't have to use that.
Okay.
So you can have a button.
Like any of these programmable buttons,
so
right?
The new steering system as well is proportional.
Okay.
So where on current 4000s we've got a manual pin, and for anybody who's driven one, that'll come in at 25k. So you'll hear the operator pin going.
Yeah.
This is a proportional hydraulically locked system, so depending on the speed you're doing, that will adjust how fast the back axle turns.
Okay, but it's a smoother transition.
Yes,
right.
Where you'll slow down for a roundabout on a 4 at the moment, and it'll kind of come in and you'll get a bit of wiggle because it's got to find itself.
Yeah.
That's part of the system.
Yeah.
Where this is a lot smoother how it goes.
How it transitions. Right. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. So a little Easter egg, I guess you can call it that I've noticed, is just around these little black dots, which are called Fritz, by the way. They're not German. But anyway, got this little Fastrac just down here.
L2 622.
Okay.
So this will be 60 horsepower.
Yeah.
L2 is the spec of the tractor really. So this will be the higher spec of the L size chassis.
In L's, there's L1 and L2.
L1 and L2.
Right. Okay.
6.2 is the horsepower, and then the 2 is the series. So this will be the second variant of this.
And what are the main differences between the L1 and the L2?
It's just spec. So the horsepower ranges are very similar between the two. This one, for example, will have a dual range HST.
Yeah.
So with electrics, it will put the swash on the pump itself. The HST pedal will be controlling your pump, and then on the motor, which will be it's all in the sort of bell housing area of the tractor.
Okay.
It will. It's got a swash plate on it that can be adjusted whether you want it in high range or low range.
Okay.
It will do it.
And as
through solenoids and stuff like that.
And as we were mentioning earlier, I think something that is quite interesting about these is that they're shipped in crates. Is that right, effectively?
Yep, correct. So they're shipped over in crates. Even the M4s and M5s and M6s that you can see out there, they're in crates. So,
Even the bigger tractors?
So the bigger these won't come with wheels on, but they'll have little slave wheels on, so that we can get as many into a crate as possible.
And that's just really to help save on logistics costs.
Exactly that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly that. These will come in crates with no wheels. The front axle will be taken off. The front right-hand side or left-hand side will be taken off of this one, so that you can get it in. So essentially, they'll sort of butt into each other.
Okay. And basically making the most out of the space that you get.
Yeah. Because obviously they're coming over from Japan.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Because Kubota's everything's made by Kubota, right?
Yeah. Front to back is Kubota.
Yeah.
On these models, the M7 is a little bit different, but we can go into that if you'd like.
Who's your target farmer or customer for a tractor this size?
So this size it's got a varying array of customers, from private schools, golf courses. A lot of the L1s, the lower spec, people put them on a scraper tractor, for example.
Right.
Golf courses like the higher spec and stuff, so they'll go with an L2.
And what's the horsepower range on these?
So they go from the L1382, which is 38 horsepower, all the way up to the L2622.
So this is
so there's 38, 45, 52,
right.
52.
So this is like of the L series, this is the range topper?
This is the range topper.
Right, okay, brilliant. And then here we've got an
M4
right.
073, so this is essentially our first agricultural size tractor.
Right.
So you notice it's gone from an L to an M.
Right.
So M4 being the smallest of the agricultural range.
Yeah.
And again, 07 is actually 70 horsepower. So
okay.
When it changes to the
yeah.
when it changes to the ag range, so there's you can get an 063 or an 073.
Yeah. Why make it simple, hey?
Why make it simple? Yeah. So this will be your sort of smallest ag range tractor. That you can get them with turf tyres like this, or ag tyres, or sort of an industrial tyre as well.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of sitting in a bit of a middle ground, isn't it? This sort of size
exactly
tractor.
That. So this is very popular with councils and stuff like that. Race courses will have them for towing mowers behind them and all that sort of stuff. Carrying on from our sort of horsepower range, you can either get an 092 or a 112.
Right.
This model you can actually get a narrow version as well.
Okay. For like orchards
for
and
orchards, vineyards, all that sort of stuff. So that's available in essentially this chassis.
And is that a narrower cab as well, or
yes, everything's
right?
narrow.
Everything's narrow.
Everything's
right.
narrow and
right.
Yeah, they're really quite popular with the orchards and stuff like that.
I guess in that range, this is the first.
Yeah, this will be where you sort of stockyard, sort of stockman's tractor. Obviously, this loader here is LK, but this is actually an MX loader that's branded as Kubota.
Right. So how long is it that Kubota have been with Pecks for?
So they started with us on December 1st.
Oh, so it really is quite
really fresh.
Yeah.
Really fresh.
Okay. So it's quite good then that they've already sold something.
Well, yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it should be a really good partnership. Obviously, they got the larger JCB tractors. It's
interesting because it works quite well for them in that sense, isn't it? Because there's not a huge overlap with what you guys do, is there?
There's no overlap at all. So the biggest tractor Kubota do is that one there.
Yeah.
The M7174. So that's 170 horsepower, boost to 175. And then I think the smallest JCB is 220-ish, is it? So yeah, like
it lines up quite nicely, doesn't it?
Lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's getting them in different doors that they might not necessarily have been in previously. So,
yeah.
Going to this tractor here though, M6131. This has got quite a large range of this tractor. So this is the utility range. So this is I'd say a basic spec of tractor with manual spools.
Utilities are spec level.
Yeah, utilities. Right. So we've got M6131.
Yeah.
So you can get this tractor from 100 horsepower all the way to 140 horsepower, going up in 10 horsepower increments.
Okay.
So the two smaller horsepowers, they're a short wheelbase version of it, and then the three larger engines are a long.
So this one's one of the longer ones.
This is one of the longer ones.
Right.
Utility range. So the next model above this is the M6. We call it the M6002, which you can get in 121, 120, 130, 140 horsepower. And they've got a 2 at the end of it.
Right.
So they won't say utility on it, and they're just a bit more refined in the way of this one here, for example. You'd select your range and then it's power shift from there.
Right.
The M6002 is all on the joystick sort of thing. So you're actually selecting the range you're going to be going in.
Yeah. Okay. And then top of the range, as in top of the size, is like you say the M7.
Yeah, the M7. So this is a little bit different. So this is built in France.
Right. Okay.
In our factory in France. Essentially, this is a mix of different components. So it's got Kubota engine, of course, Kubota cab. It's got mechatronics, electronics. So from our KV side, they sort out all the electrics of it. So it's got a ZF box.
Right.
So tried and tested box. They go in a lot of agriculture.
Is that CVT?
So that you can get either or. So you can get a power shift version or a CVT.
Okay.
In this one here, it's the CVT version, as you can see on the side of the bonnet, premium KVT.
Right. Okay.
So Yeah.
That KVT is the CVT label, sticker.
Exactly that. Yeah. So there's 3 spec levels. There's the Access, which is manual spools and stuff. Really good stockman's tractor.
Yeah.
That will come with a power shift box. Then we've got the Premium, which will be a power shift box as well. So, which is sort of in the middle of this one here and the Access.
Right.
As
So Premium KVT is the top.
Premium KVT. So it'll be electric spools and all that sort of stuff on this. Same with the Premium. Really good tractor.
Cool.
50k as well. The smaller ones just go 40k.
Okay.
This is a model where
it can get moving.
Where we start moving.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Brilliant. Can I get a picture of you by the
Of course.
tractor?
Yeah. Of course.
Hello.
Right, so what we're stood in front of is the new Guardian Box Loader, which we've developed over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. One of the problems that we've always had with the original box loader, it's a cushion lock system. So what actually happens is you've actually got chutes that you can see now inside the boxes, and those chutes are closed by 2 cushions that hold on springs and keep this closed, yeah? So when you pour potatoes in the top, it takes 28 kilos to open those springs to allow the potatoes to gently drain down into the bottom of the box.
Right.
Okay. But once they're in there and the whole thing's full of potatoes, it's in the box.
Yes.
So one of the problems we've always had is that if you then have got 10 boxes and you're going to put 10 tons in, well, if you put 11 tons in or 12 tons in, then you've overloaded the box and you've overloaded the system.
Right, yeah.
So when you raise it in the air to take the cushion lock system out of the boxes, if you've got too much, you spill it.
Yeah.
Now, after 3 or 4 goes, generally, they can manage to understand how much they need in and they generally get it right. So what we've tried to do is think, is there a simple way of doing this? Because one of the other problems is that you only can unload the present box loader when you're actually in the yard.
Yeah.
So you load it with the potatoes on the top in the field, rush off back to the farmer's yard, lift it up, they've put too many potatoes in, and the whole damn place is covered in potatoes and everybody goes absolute bananas. But this is a different system. So what we wanted to be able to do, the first most important point was, 1, can we give them a weight so as if they want 10 tons, they actually can stop loading at 10 tons. So this machine, if you look round the side, let's just walk round here a little bit. And if you have a look under here, there is a weigh cell unit.
Right, okay,
So this weigh cell unit is positioned 4 down one side and 4 down the other.
Okay.
So that gives you the amount that you're in the box. So when you put your boxes on, you zero the weigh system, it's inside the tractor cab, and the harvester driver will have it on his phone so he can see it's zeroed as well.
Right.
And then you start to load. So you know you want 1 ton in this box, if that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then you add it up how many boxes you've got, and that's how much weight. So when you finish getting to the point of weight, you've got the right amount in the boxes, therefore it reduces the possibility of spilling.
Yeah.
So the next thing we've got is, how do we put the potatoes in the box? So we haven't any longer got cushion locks. And we've got these 2 rams, and these 2 rams are fastened to 2 big tubes, and on the end of the tube there is a chute that's positioned down at that angle, yeah? That chute is actually closed when you start to load. So these chutes remain like this, completely closed, and that seals the top.
So it's effectively got a floor closer to the...
So up there, it's completely cushioned, and what we need to do is go up there and have a look. But it's completely cushioned, and it is sealed off. You load the top, and then when you've got half of your weight, so you've got your 10 tons, you've got 5 tons, you're going to let these chutes slightly down, a third of the way, and that allows the potatoes to gently drift into the corners of the box. You'll then reload the whole thing until you've got your 10 tons, and then when you've got your 10 tons, you pull away from the harvester. You're still in the field, right? Now at that point, the tractor driver will let the chutes come all the way down gently while raising the whole top section, and they're going to transfer the potatoes from the top completely into the box while in the field. Now there's something that's really important. If they have overloaded it, you're only going to spill the potatoes in the field. Yeah? You aren't going to spill it in a farmer's yard. That's firstly, that's very important. Secondly, when you've transferred it and the top's right in the air, you then shut the chutes, bring the whole section down. Now you've got a rain cover.
Clever.
Rain cover, yeah? And you can only do that with this machine. You can't do it with the old machine Because with the old machine, your cushions are trapped inside the hop,
Right.
inside the box. You
Yes.
can't get them out
Yeah.
until you're back in the farm. Here, now we have some gentlemen from Ireland who seem to think this is so good that once they've transferred the potatoes into the box and they've shut the chutes again, they want to reload the top and want double loads. And I'm going, oh my God, how much weight do you want? Okay, so look, you can see this is all cushioned, so it's all soft and gentle. These chutes are closed. So the whole of the tarpaulin should be closed and sealed the top off. So the potatoes land on this, they then gently roll down on top of the tarpaulin, and then we open the chutes gradually when you've got half the load in, and then it transfers it gently into the base of the truck.
When it's at its top position, is it horizontal?
Yes, absolutely. So it's completely flat.
Yeah.
So you're only letting a potato drop from there to about here.
Yeah.
That's all. It's about
Yeah.
6-7 inches, a foot
Yeah.
at the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't get any damage with your crop, and that is your cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way it's got to be regarded. That's where, as a farmer, your money's coming from, is those potatoes.
Yeah.
And we're protecting those potatoes.
We hope you've enjoyed our tour around the Pecks Open Day, the first one they've held at Rendlesham. And in honour of so many British manufacturers being here, this seemed like a good place to finish. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.